stream. If you're new here, what I like to do is to create videos that I would have found helpful when I first got out looking for treasure. Now, today's going to be a little weird. I just finished filming a little video. Not sure when this will come out, but I need to just sort and clean and try to figure out, get some kind of handle on the mayhem that is my hoard. So I thought, well, I did that. If anyone had any questions, they could join and ask. I am planning on scheduling a video soon for, what was I going to say? Soon for just hopping on eBay and going through some auctions. But without further ado, what I'm going to go ahead and do is to start cleaning my hoard room. And I just, yeah, like I just have stuff. And I'm just going to put it away. If you have questions, please let me know while I do, and I will try to make sure that I spot them. Hey, Eric, how's it going? Just doing a little bit of cleaning here. And actually, there is one thing before I continue that I do want to mention was I hit a pawn shop this weekend, and I grabbed this. It tested out as like slightly better than 10 karat. The 14 karat test acid didn't completely eat it, but I'd say it's 10 karat. I wouldn't say it's 14 karat necessarily. It only has like a little bit of a marking in it. There's an inscription that seems to be worn off, but we tested it. Hello, Kevin, from the complete opposite side of the country. But it did test out as having rubies and diamonds. But the main reason I wanted to mention it is because it's 2.6 grams. So obviously, 2.5 grams, slightly less than that. But it was only $99. And there was a bunch of gold in this case that I'm looking at and thinking, okay, that's a 14 karat gold ring, 2 grams, and it costs $100. Wait a minute, why is this so low? And I was talking to the pawn shop guy, and he said, well, we don't reprice our gold. It just is whatever it is when we put it in there, and we don't really revisit it. So I was looking at the case going, well, I got $100 bill in my pocket. Might as well hit my emergency 100 and buy it. So what I wanted to mention to people who are watching this stream is, double check your pawn shops, double check your jewelry stores, bring a little scale, because you might be able to flip some stuff that's been in there for a while. Now, it depends on your shop. Maybe they actually care about that. Maybe they care to reprice things. It depends. But in this case, they didn't reprice things. So into our case, that pretty little one goes. But yeah, in any case, I'm just going to try to figure out some sorting. If you have any kind of questions, let me know. I need to get some kind of handle on my insanity. Like, after my videos, when I film videos, stuff just gets sort of put places without me really sorting anything. That's gold fill. I think most of this is silver. That's just is that a fakie? No, wait, what is that? Oh, I guess that's silver. China. Oh yeah, it's probably silver with the rhodium plating on top of it. All right. So yeah, I'm just going to be trying to get some sort of handle on my mayhem here. Maybe that watch chain clip will turn up. Yes, that watch chain clip. Where on earth did I put that thing? Let me see. Maybe I put it here. Nope, that's just all. I'm going to do a Victorian jewelry video at some point. Oh, I know where the watch chain clip might be. Maybe. So, in case anyone's wondering, I am not a particularly orderly person. I'm very good at finding things, not so good at... Oh, that's a Holmes and Edwards, so that's not going to be sterling. No, that's not sterling. Let's put that. Yeah, so I'm not a particularly orderly person. And when I get busy, things just end up kind of wherever. Is that Victorian? I'm going to put that in the Victorian box. It looks Victorian. We'll double check before we make the video, but okay. But anyways, for what do we got? We have silver rings. Oh, that one's busted. And I apologize too if I cough a little bit. I do have a cold. My children are good at spreading plagues. That's kind of cool. Tacony Lodge number 600. I think that tested. Did I test this one? Yeah, this is a silver bin, so I must have tested it. This is all silver. Scrap silver, silver, silver. Why don't we cut this guy? So how's your week going so far, or what's become of it so far, Eric? Anything fun going on? I need a garbage bag. Okay, garbage bag. Silver. You know what? We're gonna put the silver in a jar. Anybody like silver jars? And we will sort it all later. Ooh, pocket watches. Yeah, did we talk about that watch chain that I found yet? The gold one? I don't recall. Okay. Is this guy silver? Yeah, that guy's silver. Anybody like silver? I'm just gonna make a big silver jar. That's just how life is. And then maybe we'll do a video where we unload silver jar. If there's a question, shoot me an email. Wait, you know, let me pull it out while we're chatting here, so you can see it. That way you can respond. You can tell me what I need to. Wait a minute. Where did I put it? And this is why we should clean stuff. Did I put it? I put it somewhere. Aha! I put it in a gold box. Okay, here it is. Since you're my guest here, and you're a watch guy, I figure you'll like this one. So when I got it, I thought it was gold fill. And then I looked really close at the links, and some of them, like you can see this one, are very worn. I'm guessing due to age. And boy, we tested right on there, and it's 14. I first did an acid test, and then I actually got it down to the pawn shop. But the reason I was in love with it, even when I thought it was gold fill, was I just love this kind of hinge. It's just so stinking cool. Now, the question I have, and you might be able to answer this one, is you can see there's carving on the links, and this matches that carving. But the reason I thought it was gold fill initially is this. See that little line? That line goes all the way through and around. And my assumption was that this was gold fill because of that. And we ended up testing the ball on the XRF machine directly, and it was 14 karat. And then testing the sides, or one of the sides of this, and it was 14 karat. And then testing right on that line, just to see if it wavered at all, and it didn't. It held strong at 14 karat. So I'm not certain what's going on with it. The chain itself is definitely 14, but it's the ends I'm wondering if they are gold fill. I'm guessing that would happen sometimes. You'd have a solid gold chain, but a gold fill end. In any case, I thought you might appreciate it. I do not have a watch fitting of this particular gold chain yet, but someday we'll find one, won't we? Anyways, I thought that might be something that you would have some input on. Okay, back to throwing silver into silver jar. That's silver. We're gonna have another look at all this stuff. I don't even know what I got going on there. I wonder if those are silver. Those need testing. Okay. What else goes in this silver jar? That is not gonna rattle around a jar. That can. That is not gonna rattle around a jar. Oh, what do we got here? Set that up over here. Okay. Silver jar. What happened to cool stuff box? Ah, here's cool stuff box. Put some gold over there. Is that silver? Yeah, that's silver. That's cool stuff box. I need to do something with that. Cool stuff, cool stuff. Anyone watching this video in the future is going to be like, what is this hoarder up to? I'm not an orderly person. But I am pretty good at finding, was that $15 for silver necklace? I'm not sure how much it weighed, but it was a lot. I'm just gonna put that in like that. I don't want to just chuck pairs in there. That's pretty cool being sterling. Really a neat thing to see the color that sterling can get over time. Yeah, we're gonna leave all of that stuff. Oh, is that a... I'm not sure what that is. Okay. This stuff is gonna stay out for the moment. And while I've been putting silver in a jar, I've been thinking about where that little piece that you want might be. And I got a couple places in mind, possibly. There's one. There's another one. Nope. Oop. Nope. Well, that's sterling. We closed up silver jar too soon, didn't we? That's silver. That's silver. Oh, this is where coins go. Okay. That is gold, maybe? There's my maybe gold. Dolphins. Oh, geez, there's a bunch of silver down in here, isn't there? Okay, you can stay in the bowl. Oh, the bowl's kind of cool itself. Oh, I should do something with those. I'm not going to kick around. The bowl itself is funny. You know, you see these Revere pattern bowls all the time, and they are they're plate. They're pretty much always plate. But because they're pretty much always plate, sometimes they are sterling, and they're priced like plate. This particular one, I see right there, NRA. Turns out, at one point, the National Rifle Association, that's the NRA, right? They would give out sterling as prizes, as trophies, which I can only imagine would have been an interesting thing to... my guess is they were doing it so that like guys could go out and do a shotgun, go do a shotgun match and come home with another piece of sterling for their wife, potentially. Or at least that could be the excuse. Yeah, honey, we need to get more for your set, right? I can win your whole sterling set. I think that was probably the reasoning behind it. I am looking for something for Eric here. I am not finding something for Eric. All right, let's go ahead and put these in here. Oh, one of these might be, no, those might be silver. put that in the silver jar. Is that more silver? Ah, there's more silver. Okay. But I promised Eric I would look for something for him. Yeah, I can see that. Although, you say before it turned political, and I was reading an old gun magazine from the 30s, and it was something that somebody from the NRA was talking about, and they were talking about the National Firearms Act, and it was every bit as political as today. Okay, so this is all gold fill. This is all gold fill. And I have another bag of gold fill here somewheres. Where did I put that? Yeah, here. Oh, no, that's not. There we go. Okay. All right, Eric, here's the deal. This whole bag is gold fill. This whole container is gold fill. I'm guessing I would have tossed that little clip into the gold fill if it was gold fill, which it probably was, or I would have assumed that it was worth double checking to make sure it was gold fill. So let's have us a look-see through our gold fill and see what may exist. Tray. Ha! Any home refiners out there are currently salivating, I'm sure. Okay. Now, I saw it a moment ago, and then I lost it. Was this it? Set that one up. We'll keep looking. I feel like that might not have been it. It was a chain with a hook attached. Okay. Hello from Iceland. Welcome. I am just trying to find something for Eric at the moment. In one of my videos, I had a piece that he needs to repair a watch chain, I believe. Everything you're looking at here is gold fill material. And it's not in any particular order, honestly. It's, a lot of stuff like broken chains. Some of the stuff is definitely destined for the fires of Mount Doom, but a lot of it's pretty decent stuff. So a lot of these things would not necessarily get melted down. And I also do have plans to make a video talking about gold fill markings, because boy, oh boy, are there a lot of gold fill markings. Okay, Eric, have you seen it? Go by. The clip has a lever in the back. I have not seen it in here, so I'm thinking it's not this. That's something else. So I'm thinking I put it someplace safe, which means someplace that I am unaware of. But yeah, gold fill is definitely worth grabbing. This stuff is not without value, to be certain. That, I think, yeah. Now, how much? Oh, that one needs to go into my. I need to make a video on that particular piece. Questions, let me know. That's what this is about. Just pop in and ask away. I am just trying to find where on earth I put a thing. At one point, I went through my gold fill, which is this right here, and I sorted it by what kind of markings were on it. And let's see here. Definitely always check glasses if you're out and about. But let's see if we can find the clip that Eric needs. I don't know that the one that was in that video is in any of this material, but it might be. I seem to have just chucked some stuff in there. Yeah, so these are all like 1/10th 10 carat. This is all 1/20th 10 carat. So theoretically, this has double the amount of gold in it that this does, at least when it was first made. But yeah, it's probably worth noting while we're doing this. Well, thank you for being a regular. That's great. Yeah, I didn't have a lot of subscribers up until I made that Pearl video, and then things really took off. So I'm glad you found me early. I've been having fun with it. Hopefully things have been getting better for you in terms of quality. All right, what do we got here? This one is 1/20th 12 carat. So in theory, when this was made, we can do a little math here. 1/20th of that 44 grams was 12 carat, was 50% gold. So 1/40th of the metal content of this was pure gold, more or less. Meaning that this piece, if you refine it, should net you about a full gram of gold, of pure gold. So if I'm doing my math right, because it's 44, 1/40th, 1 gram. Yeah, nice to see you, Faisal. Yeah, so if you see big chunky bits of gold fill out and about, keep in mind, this is, in theory, $130 of gold just in this one stupid necklace. And that's not carat gold. That's just gold fill. So gold fill is definitely well worth your time to grab. Now, does it get sold for that much? Generally not. Certainly doesn't. Because there is a fair bit of loss involved. So my sorting here of like 1/5 10 carat and oh, this is unknown percentage. 1/20th 12K. Like, realistically, is this stuff? Does that mean much? Probably not. It probably just would annoy anyone trying to buy it because they know that I went through it very carefully. If you are scrapping gold fill, keep in mind that a lot of times the reason that people like to refine it or home refine it is because there can be bits of carat gold stuck to, or as part of the gold fill piece. So like this one right here, I think I haven't pried it apart, and I don't know if I want to. These are pretty. I like these. Um, the back here is 1/10 10 carat, but this piece right here, as you can see, may not be. That piece, if we were to unglue it, may turn out to be solid 10 carat. So you may have 10 karat gold fill, but then a piece of karat gold on top of that. So if somebody's refining, they're going to find a nice surprise that they got some straight up karat gold with their gold fill bit. And I think things like, zoom out here a bit, like this piece, maybe. Oh, it's Avon, so I don't think it's probably karat gold. But like, if you see here, we have one piece that's marked, 110 10 carat. And then the key on top is another piece that's put onto it. So you could be looking at a situation where this piece is karat gold and this piece is fill. So if you're selling this stuff or you're buying this stuff, you may be disappointed if someone has sorted it too carefully and pulled those types of pieces out. I should also note, gold fill looks really good. Like, I mean, in an eBay picture, that looks like gold. That looks like gold. But you zoom on in, and what do you got there? 110. But if I probably bought this thinking it was gold. Now, the other funny thing about this is that the loop here and this little structure down at the bottom, which are added, very likely could be karat gold. Maybe we'll pull that out. We'll do a little video or a little test on that. So yeah, gold fill is interesting topic. I obviously need to actually gather my thoughts and go through it a little bit better. I certainly have plenty of material, and some of the stuff, you can get really, really cheap, especially at like garage sales. There's a lot of gold fill just sitting there at garage sales. What do we got in here? All right. I keep getting distracted. I am looking for something for Eric. And I'm also wondering, why is this in my gold fill? Aha. Well, wait a minute. So here's a good example where somebody tested this. See right there? They took a big old chip out of it. Although, weirdly, okay, so we have some interesting things going on with this piece. You can see the construction. This is a Knights Templar, what is a watch fob, I think. And it's sitting in my gold fill, I presume because of this notch out of here. But that notch doesn't seem to have gotten down to a different material. Now, we do have, okay, there's why it's in my gold fill. See right here? We have gold, and then we have brass. You can see that very distinct line where the gold and the brass stop. So yeah, this is a gold fill piece. Now, that's not to say that this little knight's helmet, which are awesome, and they generally are articulated, isn't actually karat gold. Like, this visor is probably karat gold. The whole thing might be, no. See, we got a line here. I think the rest of it's gold fill. But that's an example of where you'll probably end up with a very high yield piece in terms of how much gold is actually in this. So, plus, it's really cool. And it would be a shame to ever, melt something like that down. Although melt isn't the correct term for refining it. Yeah, I thought you'd like that one. They've got some pretty cool fobs. The fobs I just love. If you have like a piece like this, keep in mind they'll usually be marked if they're marked on the inside. This is a good example of a bit of gold fill that you can see the gold wearing off due to age. Looks pretty cool though. Yeah, I feel like we're in the bags of Eric catnip, aren't we? This is an interesting one. So one of the things about gold fill too, since this has just suddenly become a gold fill video as we're looking through it, is that oftentimes gold fill jewelry can be extremely well crafted. Like this piece here, and it's only marked with SD. It's the only thing on it. And it took me a while to determine that this is gold fill because it's so thick and it's so well made. But that's where being very, very detail oriented with this stuff can pay off, because you can see right here, our gold plate has worn off. Now, the interesting thing is, if you look, it's only on some spots. It's so dang thick that for a lot of it, it's not worn down at all. Yeah, Eric's right. You can end up with very low quality solid gold jewelry and very high quality gold fill. And this is a nice quality piece of gold fill that's very old. And one of the things that I find to be a shame about a lot of gold fill is that there's very, very nice pieces that just get destroyed because, well, there's a lot of gold in them. And, you know, if somebody's going to buy a piece of jewelry, they may want a piece that's solid. Oh, here's a good gold fill mark. Guaranteed 20 years. And that indicates that it is guaranteed for the gold to stay on there for 20 years of regular use. Now, roughly, as near as I can tell when I've looked close at these things, the 20 years roughly corresponds to about 1/10. So we've got these pieces that are marked like 110, 10 carat. I think the 20 years roughly corresponds to about 1/10 of the gold content being solid gold, and then sometimes they'll be guaranteed or warranted for 10 years, in which case I think we're looking at like a 1/20th. But that is observational. That's not necessarily something I've been able to back up yet with any real data. What else we have here? Okay, so we still have not found Eric's piece. We'll have to retitle this video "The Hunt for Eric's clip." Where, oh where in all of my stuff did it go? Oh, some of them say guaranteed to wear for the lifetime of the user. That's interesting. I wonder if that's more like 1/5. This is kind of cool. And some of them just say, and we'll pull this one out. We'll add this to for my gold fill video. You know, some of them just say things like filled. It's just filled. PTA pins are interesting. There's a bunch of them around. I wonder if this is a guaranteed lifetime use. 10 karat rolled gold plate. I'll probably include rolled gold in my gold fill because it more or less acts the same if you're out and about and looking for this stuff. interesting. Yeah, sometimes I wonder just exactly, I don't remember where I picked some of this stuff up. I need that. So for the video where I'm going to go through all sorts of different markings, this star is a gold fill mark. Oh, here's some Eric catnip for you. Let's pull this out, have a look. So for anyone joining, I'm just holding what have you. Yeah, some of these look real nice. Jeez. Why is this one in here? Oh, because of how it's constructed. We're going to throw that into my Victorian pieces, though. There's a little Guga. Some kind of watch-related paraphernalia, Eric? There's another little piece of Victorian. And then we have another fob. This one's in a little less stunning shape. But let's have a close look at it. These fobs are really cool. Seed pearls, yeah. It's a little locket, you think? I wonder if it opens up. I don't think it opens. And this is a good example of, you can see where all the brass is very clearly coming through there. Brass on the sides. And this is Oddfellows, looks like. Order of the Mystic Chain. Yeah, you find these fobs a lot. Now, ridiculously, the very first fob I bought ended up being solid 14 karat. And I bought it off of eBay for like 10 bucks, 15 bucks, something like that. So I kind of was completely, I just thought it looked really cool and I wanted to hold it. But after that, I was kind of poisoned for fobs because I assumed that more of them were gold. Most of them you'll find are gold fill. But they do end up being gold. All right, so where did I put Eric's little clip? Check out some sterling while I poke around over here. Yeah, I don't know, Eric. I'm gonna have to probably really buckle down and just get to clean in here because I cannot think of where it might be. Maybe in here? Nope. So one thing I do plan on doing here is I got these kind of cool things. They're like a old glass fronted box, and I was gonna maybe put some stuff in it. They're just cardboard, but then they've got an actual glass front. And I thought they might be fun to actually put in a few things for sort of display. I think we can manage that. Maybe some of this gold fill stuff. Should we arrange it and see how that works? Just sort of put in a bunch of a bunch of the cooler gold fill pieces and just have a little fun with that. Stuff that I would prefer not to get damaged or get damaged further. A lot of this stuff has definitely seen better days. Things that are just maybe fun and look cool. So yeah, for anyone joining us, this is all I'm really up to. I'm just trying to clean some stuff up and figure out how to get a handle on all this stuff that I've got going on out here. Which is, as you've probably noticed based on my my videos, my ability to grab stuff is somewhat excessive. And I have definitely outpaced my ability to actually like sort anything or put anything away. Let's see, was there a question? Harbor Freight is a nice machinist chest. Yeah, that would be good. Faisal, today will you open the jar? Well, we'll find the piece for you, Eric. Regarding the jar, Faisal, I haven't been able to find any jars lately. I don't have any jars. I get them at the thrift shop when I get them, and right now there have not been any. So I think I might have some videos coming out with jars, but not. We're gonna run out here, and probably come springtime, I probably won't have any jar videos. I have a few bags that I'll probably open on camera. I'm saving them to open them up on camera. But aside from those, I hate to say it, but I wish I could be a jewelry jar channel all the time, but I just don't always find them. And it has been a dry period of time for jewelry jars, so just how it is. What else should go in here? Just thought this would be fun to make a cool little display of. Undo that. Just put that there. Yeah, make sure I'm not missing anything. Yeah, those Harbor Freight machinist chests are pretty cool. My big problem though is where to put it in this room. My hoard room is fairly limited. It's not a very big room, so, and it's kind of where everything has to be, just because my wife does not appreciate my my hoarding. I'm sure that's not an unfamiliar thing for people. Man, these are some nice little pieces. So, but yeah, I've purchased a lot of things recently, especially over the summer, that definitely could use some sorting out, and they don't. For anyone on the chat here, what do you think of the roller coaster that is the metals market lately? I ended up doing some cashing out the other day and started actually doing a little scrapping, and man alive, it's been crazy just to sort of watch stuff go up and down. Best thing is it can be locked to keep children. Well, this room has a good lock on it too, so. A group likes you way too much. That's why I ask. Yeah, I appreciate it, Faisal. It's been a lot of fun to open up those jars. I wish I had more, honestly, and I just don't because I can only get as many as I can get. Let's see. Let's see about filling this case up, shall we? We'll just make this a fun thing. And then I think I'll probably call it for the day. I gotta go to Costco. I got some little baby bracelets here. Put those there. Oh, that's all silver bracelets. Thank you so much, Eric. I'll tell you when I find it. It's in here somewhere. All right, let's fill this up and see how this works, and then I'll probably call it. So if anyone has any more questions, just let me know. I'm just tinkering around today. Had a very filled weekend. Had my daughter's second swim meet. So she's only 7, but they've got swim meets going on for 7-year-olds, which is fun. She's loving it, but it's a little bit taxing to do all the driving. So, all right, let's put you there. One of the things that may be useful to anyone watching this video at a later date is that all of this stuff, when you're buying it online, if you're buying stuff on eBay, this stuff's all gonna look, really good on camera. It's gonna look like it's real gold, because in a way it is. It's carat gold over brass. So be careful. Remember, it's always a bit of a gamble when you're buying stuff online, and maybe a bit more than a bit of a gamble with some of these things. Like these guys always look like they're good. And I think sometimes they do include a bunch of gold, but not I don't think they're usually solid gold. I'm sure some of them are. But generally I don't find the ones that are. In fact, I don't think I have any that are. Let's see. Glasses. Okay. But I hope everyone's having a good day today. Doing this little sorting is definitely cheering me up. Just a little bit tired. We're also working on, somebody decided that he doesn't want to have diapers in bed anymore. So as a consequence, we are probably a little bit early, if I'm honest, doing away with diapers for the nighttime for a little boy who is very keen on being a big boy, which means nearly every night we have a wake up screaming session where we are we've wet our bed and then we got to go deal with that. But it's all good. A little registered nurse pin. Another one of those. But it does mean that I haven't gotten a lot of sleep, which happens. And I think we'll probably call it here in a minute. Does anyone have any more questions or any questions for me before we do? I'm going to seal this up. Let's see how this works. Got this glass. And I hope my little, yeah, that's kind of cool. Holds up pretty good. Can't complain about that. Yeah, I hope that everyone has themselves a great day.